As a Microsoft Intelligent Security Association, or MISA partner, Spirion integrates directly with Azure's information protection labeling capabilities in Purview. Using Spirion's automation, these labels can be applied without the need for manual end-user interactions via the unified labeling client, which extends the reach of automated labeling beyond Microsoft applications such as OneDrive or SharePoint, allowing Spirion, as a result, to apply these labels to scale across end-user workstations, file servers, or even third-party cloud storage. The integration, of course, begins by ensuring that there are labels available in the Azure Compliance Portal. Existing labels can be viewed by navigating to the corresponding menu under Information Protection. Today we'll be working with two existing labels that you see here. However, additional labels are easily created by clicking the corresponding menu button. Canceling out of this example, we can see that the existing labels are associated with two distinct outcomes, either simply embedding the information protection label as file metadata, or using Purview's rights management encryption to ensure secure access to the classified location. These labels are then synced with the Spirion console using a service account. Logging into Sensitive Data Manager for today's demo, this service account is specified from the External Authentication menu accessed by navigating to SDM's Administration tab. Here, we authenticate using Microsoft's modern authentication process, using an account with access to the Azure tenant's compliance portal. Note that the authentication will need to be applied to both the protection and label management options. Once integrated, Spirion ingests the published labels associated with the service account, then making them available to Spirion for automation using Sensitive Data Manager workflows or Sensitive Data Platform playbooks. Moving over to the Workflow tab, we'll now explore two scenarios. First, using the workflow rules you see nested under None, we can demonstrate how Spirion enforces Microsoft labels using the selective logic and privacy-grade accuracy of a Spirion discovery scan. Our first rule is simply going to classify any non-PCI data using a simple filter of locations that have sensitive data matches, but do not contain any credit card information. Moving from the Definition tab to the Actions tab, applying the Microsoft label is simply a matter of checking the corresponding box and selecting the desired label from the pull-down menu. As you might expect, the second rule we'll be looking at is designed to encrypt locations that do contain credit card information, simply as a hypothetical example of selective encryption using Spirion automation. This workflow's definition mirrors the previous one, as an inverse though, simply looking for locations that do contain credit card information as a trigger to eventually apply the Purview information protection label associated with the encryption action. Note that the location filter in the definition tab for both of these rules is simply used for additional context for the eventual automation, knowing that you can take advantage of many other contextual-based evaluators to ensure granularity when applying this logic. We will now run a scan that leverages these two workflows using the Spirion agent interface. As the scan completes, the most obvious outcome will be that the text file called payment will be changed from a regular text file to an encrypted text file or protected text file. Microsoft applies a wrapper to encrypt files that do not support native rights management authentication. Opening the text file, we can see now that we are unable to access its content without authenticating first as an authorized user. Similarly, for file types that do support in-application authentication, such as PDFs, we can also see here that we are unable to access file contents without authenticating to Purview within Adobe Acrobat. Further, we can use a metadata viewer such as EXIF tool to validate that the non-PCI files have also been classified. Looking at this PDF, for instance, the EXIF tool shows us the expected metadata label as applied by Spirion automatically through the workflow logic, just as it does for the encrypted file as well. For our next example, we'll be taking advantage of Sensitive Data Manager's File Watcher capabilities to kick off a scan dynamically by moving files to a monitored location. Here, we have similarly specified a workflow rule to apply the Microsoft encryption in addition to applying Spirion classification labels, as well as selectively quarantining any of the red labeled matches to a secure location using native Spirion remediation. Besides these native remediation capabilities, the benefit here with Spirion is twofold. First and foremost, we have a visual indicator, the colored gem, as an overlay in the local file system to promote user awareness when handling classified data. Additionally, as you can see looking at the PDF's metadata, as an example, You can once again determine that the metadata from Microsoft has been applied or embedded, as well as the Spirion metadata. This opens up opportunities for context-rich classification, allowing organizations to enforce multiple labels as they see fit, knowing that any given file can only have one Microsoft label applied to it at any given time. However, there can be as many Spirion-applied classifications as deemed necessary. The metadata we're looking at here, both Microsoft's and Spirion's, is intended to serve as an orchestration hook for downstream security tools that are metadata aware, such as DLP policies enforced by next-gen firewalls, CASBs, or any other similarly equipped solution. Thanks to Spirion, and in tandem with Microsoft, these labels can be applied automatically with confidence upon the completion of a discovery scan, rather than wrestling with the accuracy tuning and false positive mitigation in solutions that lack the ability to do so without extensive oversight. That takes us through two example use cases, though the potential of this integration is of course as flexible as Spirion's discovery logic is robust.